Hi there, my name is Kim Moon, and I am a Western astrologer and twin flame channel. And this is a video about the Virgo new moon for all signs taking place on September 2nd at 9:55 p.m. If you happen to be on the eastern seaboard of the United States, please check a time zone converter for your local time. Thank you guys so much. I know a lot of you anxiously wait for these all signs to go up. They are definitely my favorite to do right now. Have a lot going on in the background that I'll tell you about in just a minute, but I wanted to just say thank you for your patience first. To all the new subscribers, welcome. If you hear something that resonates, please hit that like button. For all the old subscribers, you know what to do. There are a couple of workshops coming up that I'm getting ready to launch. I wanted to make sure you knew about. There's a workshop that I'm doing specifically for the Twin Flame, Divine Counterpart, and Soulmate community with my own spiritual mentor. She's taught me so much about faith and love and how to grow in connection beyond cycles of healing. And I wanted to make sure that you guys had opportunity to that same information. So we're going to co-lead an 8-week class that will start either this month, September, or in October. It will give you an opportunity to break cycles of healing and redundant healing and looping in healing so that you can get into having your union and really reformat a new relationship with love, marriage, and partnership if that is what you want. And get beyond this concept of union, living in something in the 5D or the spiritual, and bring it into the third dimension where you can have it, taste it, smell it, and touch it. For those of you who want to learn astrology with me, Star Club will open its doors again. Like I said, it'll either be this month or next month. I'm going to do one of them first and the other second. When Star Club opens, it'll be your opportunity, a 12-week program that will allow you to learn, practice, and share astrology with an engaged community of fellow practitioners who also want to trade readings, do homework with you, and get mini readings with me and learn as you go. I've been doing more posts and polls on this channel to see if I'm into it, see if you're into it. I personally have loved it. I really love you guys' insights and comments that you share. If you are enjoying the more weekly community engagement in the community section, let me know in the comments. And if you have any polls that you'd like to see the answer to from this community, also let me know in the comments. For me, that's been a lot of fun, but if it's for you, something you could kind of like take it or leave it, you don't really need it, then I won't put so much energy into it. And again, if you're new, welcome. I do publish 2 videos before this, one for Twin Flames for each new and full moon, and then one for the Lightworker Collective. If you're here, I consider you a worker of the light. You can have a listen to the Lightworker Energy Update, and it will give you a fuller picture into the Virgo New Moon, the end of the Mercury retrograde cycle. And at the end of that, I do something called First Look, which will take you into the next full moon that's taking place in 2 weeks. It'll be the full moon in Pisces. It'll also be a lunar eclipse, one of the first on that, or the first on that axis. So if you'd like some details, especially if you are a Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius, you're definitely going to want to listen to that because that eclipse cycle will impact you very heavily. All right, let's get into a quick overview of this Virgo new moon taking place right here. Here is the new moon, that 11th degree of Virgo. It is opposite Saturn here in Pisces conjunct Nessus, forming that aspect of tension, specifically around all things that Virgo represents and everything Pisces represents, all of the order, the structure, the groundedness, and the follow through there in Virgo. And in Pisces, we have all of the spirituality, all the intuition, and all of the connection with psychic phenomena. Intention, this combination is really talking about the challenge of bringing grounded spiritual awareness into practical and daily living. It's also talking about the need to be able to do so in order to formulate um, really clear ways forward. We have a trine to Ceres and Polus to the new moon there in Capricorn. This combination has been in effect all year. I've spoken about it extensively in every Lightworker energy update since the Virgo full moon back in Pisces season. This combination has been talking about the release of toxicity, that's Polus, and closing it out, that's Ceres, in some structure of our life that is Capricorn. The house that Capricorn governs is the house where that release is taking place. The more you understand that, the easier it's going to be, especially to navigate the closure of this year's eclipse energies in this month, September, and next month, October, as the nodes fall out of position with these two. This is really giving us some sort of invitation to look in the mirror and say, hey, this is where I have been party and participant to something that's not working for me. And hey, I have the power to change that. We're especially going to feel motivated for that change as Mars locks into position and opposition before it goes into retrograde motion in the sign of Cancer. And we enter the shadow sign of the shadow period of that Mars retrograde as we get into October. So we'll talk more about that then. This is certainly a highlighted energy at this full moon that's saying, hey, time to step up, time to do what needs to be done in order to close out cycles that are no longer working for us. We also see here a loose square to Jupiter. And I would say a very, very, well, no, I wouldn't call that a trine. Never mind. Skip that. Let's just say it's a loose square to Jupiter. Jupiter brings access to opportunities, expansion, and growth. But when it's in a square position to a new or a full moon, it can get a little carried away with itself. It can have energy that oversteps or misses the mark. Because of this Jupiter square to this new moon, there can be a little bit of a tension around trying to get things just so or just perfect, around including all of the steps, all of the details, being very practical. One of the things that will really help is stepping into Sagittarius energy because there's no occupation of a planetary energy here, and there is occupation in all of the other mutable signs: Virgo New Moon, Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn there in Pisces. If we can lean into Sagittarius energy, which is faith, hope, and optimism, even taking on a little bit of education, travel where needed, but definitely being decisive, being clear, no longer exploring options, but instead making decisions, closing to doors to quote unquote options so that we can move forward with direct pathways. The more we're able to do that at this new moon, the easier the energies of this full moon and the following weeks become to navigate. That said, I'm going to get into the signs in just a moment, but I'd like to dedicate this particular new moon to one of my longtime faithful subscribers, who's always one of my first click, first view, first commenters. Since she often watches before timestamps go up, she did request that I say the names a little more often as I work through each sign so that you'll know which sign we're on as we go. So shout out to you. You know who you are, and thank you for being kind about what you needed in the comments. I really hope the way I do today's video helps. And if you need that kind of information, always just check right up here. Right after the name of the new moon, I'll have two dashes and then the name of the sign that I'm on as we go, and that'll let you know where we're at if you are watching this a little bit later. Thank you so much for everyone who timestamps these videos. It's always an honor that you would take the time to do that with me. Without further ado, let's kick it off. Aries, the Virgo new moon for you. Let's have a look at this. All right, Aries. For you, this new moon takes place in a part of the sky to do with the relationship to your daily habits and routines. and makes an aspect to that Saturn that I've mentioned in the sector that deals with your subconscious mind. There does seem to be some indication that the way you're living your life must change when it comes to matters of work and service in the world. You may have clarity that is solidifying that it's either time for a new job or to switch up the way you're running your business so that there's more room for what really matters in your daily life. Now, for some, this could be changes with the boss or direct report that may add a little extra work to your plate temporarily. For others, this could be the completion of a job or project that it was for your highest good to release. It may feel like some of these changes are, for now, out of your control, but all of it is in alignment with changes you may have prayed for and manifested, even if they seem a little bit as though they're unfolding in ways you may not have preferred. Further, there is growth in this for you about knowing when to let go of a thing that you've outgrown or a thing that has outgrown you so you can have more room in your daily life, habits, and routines for that which you're ready to step into. So, very exciting for you, Aries. Now, Aries, where it comes to love. This new moon continues an energy that is all about mixing of the old and the new where it comes to love for you. With rulers of your love department in their home sign, there's Juno in her home sign of Libra and Venus in her home sign of Libra, both of them in your love sector itself, alongside the South Node. This new moon could bring someone from your past right back into your present for a reconnection in a new way. This renewal is a unique one. There is, Aries, an opportunity for you to release old patterns in love that have not served you, with Lilith and the shaman's asteroid sitting among them. So just clear these up. Here's Juno, here's Lilith, there's the South Node, there's Venus, and there's the shaman's asteroid sitting together. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Lilith, inside the Twin Flame Divine Counterpart Lunar Update, I did take a deep dive on Lilith and her shadow energy and some choices available to her in her light energy at this new moon, since she seems to be playing a key role here. So definitely have a listen to that if you're curious. But the combination of Lilith and the shaman's asteroid are bringing an energy of learning from your past and only engaging when things are truly balanced and fair for you. Further, while it could be someone new showing up in this energy, it does come with a sense of familiarity from the past in some way, giving you an opportunity to do something different and chart a new course somehow. In this energy, through this month and into October, it does seem like there's an opportunity for love to grace your life and a beautiful new beginning to unfold. The best advice the sky has for you is to take it slow, stay connected, and stay in communication. Ask for what you want. There's a great chance in this particular energy, especially with Cheroklo and the sector that deals with hopes, wishes, and dreams for you, that you actually are going to get it. All right. Thank you, Aries. And Aries, if you need any help or support with this, find me over at kmoonastro.com to book a private reading. The schedule for September is available, and you can definitely lock in a 30-minute and we can look at love and money in the months remaining for this year. Now, let's have a look at Taurus at this new moon. Hi, Taurus. This new moon takes place in a part of the sky that has to do with your creative works, projects, and children. Because of the opposition from Saturn in your house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, friendships, and colleagues that help you fulfill them, and the trine from Ceres and Bolus that I mentioned in the introduction. In your sector of belief systems, this important new moon marks a graduation from a system of beliefs that have undermined your belief in yourself when it comes to your capacity to have what you want. The loose square from Jupiter in the sector of confidence and earned income for you to this new moon is giving you an added boost of belief in yourself, standing for yourself, and valuing yourself. For those of you who work for yourselves or have creative projects going on, this will help you take a calculated and needed risk to put your work out there with extraordinary financial success, with Jupiter moving through Gemini at this time. This also has the benefit, if you're working for somebody else, to see you get a raise in the fullness of time. For a small few of you, this does look like you may get news that you are pregnant. This is also positive energy for conception. So if that's what you want, you know what to do. If that's not what you want, you know what to do. Now, Taurus, where it comes to love, with the ruler of your love sector back now in the sign it was previously in for the last 14 years. So, ruler of your love sector is Pluto. The sign that Pluto was in was Capricorn for the last 14 years. We've got this 2-month retrograde period before Pluto is back in its new sign for the next 20 years. There is some potential that this new moon, you could be revisiting someone or some themes from your romantic past for a final completion before moving forward at the end of the year. Additionally, with the ancient ruler of your love department preparing to move into Cancer, and that's Mars here. In the next couple of weeks, this is setting you up for a more emotional and instinctive series of events in love that may take you down memory lane as well. There's a very powerful showdown that begins next month and extends through April between the ancient ruler and the new ruler of your love sector, Taurus, as Mars retrogrades across from Pluto. And that will show up, and Mars will be here, retrograding across from Pluto. Collectively, this will bring a lot of us significant amount of tension, but for you in particular, this does seem to bring some tension when it comes to home and family. You may even start to feel the tension between love, career, and family showing up as early as September. In preparation, in particular, this new moon is going to give you a sense that no matter which direction you go in next, there is something deep inside of you that is ready for the new and the next in love. A love that honors you, a love that elevates you, and a love that allows you to be more you than you've ever been. So get ready, Taurus. What you want is what you can have. It's just a matter of making aligned choices. And Taurus, if you need any support with that, you can always book with me over at kmoonastro.com. Get a reading on love, work, family, and the choices ahead as we close out this year and move into 2025. All right, now we are going to have a look at Gemini. Gemini, for you, this new moon takes place in a sector of the sky that has to do with your home and your family. You may have a sense that a season of your life in these areas is coming to a close, and this closure may have something to do with work, either working from home, releasing your children to the world, or a change in your relationship with your family or your home itself. This change comes with a renewed sense of self as Jupiter is sitting in your sign, expecting the new moon and giving you a sense that your next chapter is in fact beginning now. You may find that with the fullest series trine to the new moon here, that you have some weighty decisions to make before the end of the year when it comes to money, home, family, and work, and in the realm of investments, taxes, inheritances, and credit. as well as in terms of the way you are now going to spend your time. The call in the stars is to make the decision that gets you out of bad debt, compromising investments, or unfair or imbalanced inheritance situations so that you can live in alignment with your ideal version of yourself, as indicated by the placement of the North Node in your sector of hopes, wishes, and dreams, Gemini. Placing a focus on personal fulfillment will be key. Lastly, Gemini, while you are settling into a very fertile time frame that goes through the very end of October. So, if you'd like to get pregnant, you know what to do. If you do not want to get pregnant, you also know what to do. Gemini, where it comes to love, there is a sobering element unfolding with the ruler of your love sector in your home sign, and that's Jupiter here, in a square position to Saturn in the career sector. It could be some sense for you that work needs to take priority over your love life at this time, or that there's some tension in between your responsibilities and who you really want to be. If you can focus on your own development as we start this new chapter, this is going to enhance not only your magnetism if you're looking for love, because you can use this new moon to develop a greater sense of personal fulfillment on the home and family front. But for those of you in a committed relationship, this new moon, Gemini, will enhance your ability to deepen the connection at home after the decisions you both need to make about home and family are made. Okay. For some of you, even this may be where you need to draw some new boundaries in this new chapter of your life around what you will and will not do on the home front so that you can live a life that allows you much greater personal fulfillment. And as you lean into that personal fulfillment, it will allow your spouse or your partner to do the same. You may see that there are some differences in alignment around what you both like, and that's okay, as long as you give each other the permission and the space to witness each other continue to grow, all always growing, no matter our age, but marvel at each other's growth and cheer each other on. You'll find this new moon allows you not only the space you need to yourself, but them to do the same. For those of you looking for love, this is going to strengthen your ability, this new moon, to feel ready for new love when it comes, Gemini, which should be very soon if it hasn't happened already, with the eclipse happening next month in the sector that is dealing with dating, flirtation, and romance. All in all, Gemini, this is a beautiful time for personal growth that lets love not only land, but deepen where it's planted, assuming where it's planted with you. It's got good boundaries and a lot of discipline to secure its stability. Gemini, if you need any support navigating the energies of this new moon and into the eclipse unfolding in Pisces mid-month, book a reading with me over at kmoonastro.com. Link is just below this video. Cancer, Cancer rising and Cancer moon. For you, this new moon takes place in a part of the sky that has to do with your siblings, your cousins, or your neighbors, some short distance travel, and some learning. For some of you, this is going to mark a transition in an educational process that will allow you to move into a more aligned path, whether that's leaving school to start work or it's starting school to enhance your work. Your intuition seems to play a particularly active role in the process at this new moon, with Jupiter and Gemini and the sector that deals with intuition, dreams, and the subconscious mind. The trick here will be to not let your fears get in the way, with Pluto sitting between the two sectors that deal with finances and that deal with relationships. So if you've had any fears around those two things, it does look like now's the time to get some support to get those handled. Therapy is definitely indicated here, Cancer, as it does seem to assist you with unpacking the beliefs, and that's the issue here with Saturn in the house that deals with belief systems. Any beliefs that have gotten in the way of you being able to have the love that you want, since Saturn is the governor of your love sector. Cancer, going deeper into the conversation around love, you have been working on releasing a pattern of thought that complicated your relationship life. Whether it's not feeling good enough for love, only thinking certain types of people are good enough to be your partner, thinking relationships have to look a certain way and therefore you cannot have it, or you can only have one type, or thinking that you can't have what you want in love unless you are a certain way or other people are a particular way. A lot of releasing perfectionistic ideas when it comes to love unfolding at this new moon. Now, for some of you, this is the end of the way of thinking that has bound you in relationships to toxicity. And for others, this is releasing a relationship itself that has been unhealthy for you, with Ceres and Pholus in trine to this new moon from your relationship sector. For those of you in a committed partnership, this is part of a lengthier process that you've undergone to become who you want to be in the world, with the North Node in the sign of identity here. And I will also say, Cancer, if it's felt like your relationship has included what has felt like never ending power struggles since 2008, you can rejoice because we're entering the end of that process, as this new moon marks the final stretch of Pluto in your relationship sign, Capricorn. This final stretch of learning that healthy relationships to power can exist for you in romantic partnership. The romantic partnerships don't have to include manipulation, coercion, control, and power struggles. It's something that you have had to learn. It does look like, Cancer, the hard way since 2008. For those of you in committed partnerships, you'll see this new moon invite you to learn some new ideas and beliefs, potentially either while traveling or in school, about how you can be in healthier relationships. And as I mentioned, therapy might be great. And for those of you looking for love, you may find that you're drawn to someone who lives a distance away from you. So you potentially could be making plans to be in person together. Just make sure that that's not a situation that you're utilizing to run from love up close and in real life. Alternatively, meeting someone through your learning settings can also show up for you at this new moon, Cancer. And Cancer, if you need any support working through the energies of this new moon and the upcoming eclipses, you can book with me over at kingastro.com. The link to that is below this video. Let's have a look at this new moon for the sign of Leo. Leo, this new moon takes place in the sector of your sky that deals with the confidence and deals with your money. It's giving you an opportunity to reconsider some potential projects or side hustles that you may have shelved and decided to move forward, and are now deciding to move forward with them. If your project needs funding, it does look like you could get, especially with Saturn in the opposite sign that deals with investments, credits, or loans. Those will help you take the next step. Now that Mercury is done retrograding, whew, thank goodness, right here in your first house, in the sector that deals with yourself, your personality, and who you are, it does look like things can move forward financially with significantly more ease. The only caveat I can see is that if your process to getting financing began during the Mercury retrograde, Leo, it will be very important to double check the paperwork before signing anything now that Mercury is done retrograding. Even if it's just a raise or a promotion at work, make sure the numbers are correct. Make sure the job responsibilities are clear. Make sure you check Your check-in points for KPI benchmarks are clearly stated in writing, especially if your KPIs are tied to money that comes in stages rather than all at once. Leo, I'll also add that this is a period in which you may outstrip or outpace some of your friends. It does look like you will be getting elevation in front of them with Jupiter in that particular sector of the sky. You may receive some elevation here that can create some potential for jealousy or resentment. It will be important to not let that hold you back, as you can use this new moon for your step up. Friendships, yes, they are important, and God gives each of us our time to shine. This particular moment does happen to be yours, Leo. So do what you can to sustain your connections, but do not miss the opportunities available at this new moon. Leo, where it comes to love, this new moon could see you feeling a bit of a relief as Pluto steps out of your opposite sign for a few months and back into its preceding sign, Capricorn, as we close the year. This will allow you a sense of levity in the last 4 months of this year, with the ruling planets of your love sector, Saturn and Uranus, continuing in conversation with one another. Saturn here in Pisces, Uranus here in Taurus. Now, Saturn is there in your transformation sector. Uranus is here in your work sector, Leo. And so there's there's a chance here that there could be a feeling that love is very difficult to cultivate, or it's challenging to get it to land in any real way. For now, there is a chance that some of you may be dealing with a secret love situation at work, since Saturn, governor of the love sector, is sitting in the sector that deals with secrets. Or for others of you, there's a chance that some financial dependency in a romantic connection is putting a strain on the connection itself. Whether it's financial dependency on an ex, putting a strain on things with someone new, or financial challenges or dependency in a current love connection, putting a strain on the connection that you're presently in, Leo. This is a great time to use the movement of Venus and Juno through the sector that deals with communication and consciousness in your sky to balance out things when it comes to love, work, and money. As you focus on the love rather than the obligations, organic solutions can present themselves that allow for forward movement, whether you're just getting to know someone or you're in an established bond, Leo. And Leo, if you need any support working through the energies of this new moon, you can always find me at kmoonastro.com. You can book a reading there. And in that reading, we can talk through the eclipses and the energies moving at this time so that you can have an easier path forward as we close out the year. Thank you so much, Leo. Virgo, here is your Lunar New Year. And happy birthday to all of the Virgo friends and family here on the K Moon YouTube channel. For you, this new moon speaks to a deepened focus on yourself and what you need to feel fulfilled in all the major areas of life, particularly with work, with the governor of your career department, Mercury, now finally moving direct and out of retrograde motion. And with Jupiter in your career sector, expanding visibility for you at this time. It's a big new moon as well for love, with Saturn opposite this new moon in your love department. And that Saturn is placing a demand on your heart for something real, grounded, stable, and health as well for you. Big new moon with Cheroklo in your health department, giving you some blessings and potentially some sort of sudden clearing up of any health challenges as Pluto relents and goes back into Capricorn for the next few months. And this is also a great new moon for home as well, as Jupiter, the governor of your home sector, is hanging out here in your career sector. It does look like things are moving in a great direction to allow you some sort of expansion, whether it's a renovation or you're purging and releasing things to make space for new in your home, or you're going to do a full on relocation. Virgo, this new moon is giving you a chance to release everything you've outgrown so you can step into a life you've attempted to manifest for a long time. Now, Virgo, where it comes to love, and if you need any support with any of this, by all means, book with me over at kmoonastro.com. Link is below this video. It will give you an opportunity. Readings with me will give you a chance to have a look at the upcoming eclipses on the Virgo Pisces axis, which will impact you heavily. The first one is this month on the 17th. Definitely let's talk about it so you're prepared and you know what to expect. Now, where it comes to love, this new moon is continuing a conversation of refinement when it comes to all things related to your standards, your boundaries, and the need for stability in your love life, as well as the removal of anything that doesn't fully honor you. You may have some post retrograde crystal clarity and epiphanies about your love life, and it's now time to implement since Mercury is direct, and those would have come out of the subconscious sector of your chart. You may also have a sense of knowing that what you bring to the table in love, about what you bring to the table in love, and a complete unwillingness to be met with less than being valued with the pre-eclipse stack up in the sector that deals with your self-worth and the sign that deals with partnership, and that's Libra. Now, if you're in relationship that's established, you'll see this new moon deepen a conversation about how you can take things to the next level. And while much of the conversation may be internal about decisions, boundaries, and commitments that you need to make with yourself before you can share them with anyone else, you will see that there's an overwhelming impulse to begin to make things real in the third dimension the further we progress into fall in the northern hemisphere. I guess it's summer for you or spring for you in the southern hemisphere. Now, for those of you looking for new love, this is a period of time where your personal refinement and growth is happening at such a pace that it may feel difficult to find someone who can keep up with, or that you haven't find someone that you haven't already outgrown this year. Nevertheless, it does look like as you shine, your magnetism is at an all-time high. And like people are finally able to see you and what you have to offer with the new eyes that you have put on yourself. Congratulations, Virgo. When it comes to love, you know you've worked really hard for this. All right, Libra, rising and Libra moon. This particular new moon is taking place for you in a sector of the sky that is in the house or in the sector that deals with the subconscious mind. It also deals with your intuition. Libra, 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 Libra. Because your birthday is coming up so soon and the setup is already here, this new moon is taking place, is giving you a sense of things to come and the fortuitousness of all of the blessings that are about to come your way. Your subconscious mind and intuition may be lit up. That for you this year, your birthday is about to be one for the books. And I'm going to be honest, you'd be right. As of right now, the moon has an opposition to Saturn on the axis of power for you. And that opposition to Saturn could have opened up some power struggles at this time and made it challenging to exert boundaries in a work-related situation or a situation having to do with your service to the world or your health. There is some indication that despite the challenge, though, you are able to maintain a steadfast belief in yourself and what you bring to the table and move through it smoothly. I will also say if any medical issues came up over the Mercury retrograde or over the course of this year, now is actually a brilliant time to get a second opinion. Okay. Now, this is exciting, Libra, and I love to see this for you because I know you're in the middle of some major self reinvention, and it may have felt uncertain where you fit or how you fit into the world with the South Node moving through your sign, really dredging up old parts of yourself, some for release and some for renewal. Okay. As you sort through the closets of your identity, your selfhood, and your personhood, this new and upcoming eclipse that's showing up on October 2nd is going to help you lay to rest any fears that you may have had that it's too late for you or that you don't have what it takes. We've been in its energy since the beginning of July, and now with this new moon, we lock into the energy that you are truly about to be reborn with Venus, Lilith, Juno, and Make all sitting together in your sign. There is a sense that a combination of the right partners, lessons learned from the past, coming together in alignment at this time will bust open new doors for you. And I certainly agree by looking at this, they they have and they will continue to open for you. Now, Libra, where it comes to love, there is a pull to focus, yes, a bit more on work at this time as the governor of your love sector is headed into your career sector. Could also be a sense that if love is going to catch you, it needs to find you at work with the position of Mars being there in your career sector, Libra. Also, with the alignment of Chiron and Eris here in your love sector. They've been here for many months now, but they will be with us through the end of this year and well into next. You might be feeling a bit touchy, sensitive as you sort through past experiences of rejection and abandonment. For you, Libra, this may make it hard to connect fully, deeply, feel seen without feeling tender or like connection is dredging up old wounds. Nevertheless, if you are looking for love or if you're in an established bond, this new moon and for several lunations to come, you're going to realize the necessity of tending to those sensitive, tender places in order to get what you want in connection. Unfortunately, without confronting these more sensitive places, it will be very easily to push love away and not even realize you're doing it in the moments you need love most. Okay. Sorry, I said Libra. Oh, yes, Libra. At this new moon, because it deals specifically with your subconscious mind, especially on the heels of the Mercury retrograde, you're likely to have some idea of what those wounds are that do need some TLC when it comes to love. For you, Libra, the love you want is right on the other side of confronting these more challenging, more painful wounds from your past. All right, let's look into Scorpio now. Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, and Scorpio sun at this particular new moon in Leo. Sorry, new moon in Virgo. I said Leo. Virgo. Scorpio, this new moon takes place in a sector of the sky that has to do with your hopes, wishes, dreams, goals, and the friends and colleagues who can help you get there. At this new moon, there could have been a new friend made or a new dream unlocked that has also come with a sense of if I really want this, I'm going to need to make a plan, take steps, and not leave this to chance, especially with Saturn opposite this new moon for you. All about structure. This is all about groundedness, all about boundaries in order to create the manifestation you want with Saturn in the sector that specifically speaks to manifestation. Now, for some of you, this could also see you reach a milestone with a child or a project that is graduating into their next chapter. So, congratulations, Scorpio. Lastly, it does look like there is some indication with the Mercury retrograde finally over that there is clarity concerning a project at work that may have been challenging with Mercury retrograding through your work sector. And it will, because it's done retrograding at this time, it does look like for some reason, it the clarity on the project allows you to feel more financially secure and even improve some of your savings and investments. Now, where it comes to love, Scorpio, we're going to get to that in just a moment. But if you need any support, understanding how to utilize the energy of the two upcoming eclipses or this new moon, definitely book with me over at K Moon Astro. Link is below this video, and we'll be able to talk through these things together. Where it comes to love, Scorpio, with both of the rulers of your love sector stacking up here in the area that deals with your subconscious mind and intuition, you may have a profound sense of what you need to do to take your love life to the next level. Scorpio, your dreams, claircognizance, and psychic insights about your love life will be at an all-time high as this full moon peaks, so pay attention to those hunches. They are telling you something you need to know, in particular about your fears when it comes to love, because of the way we are dealing with Pluto here, going back into the realm of the conscious mind. Okay. This is going to reveal for you what you need to do in order to deal with those fears. Okay. Now, pay close attention, as I mentioned, whether you're trying to find love or you're in an established bond. Because Scorpios, for those of you looking for love, I gotta be honest, you are likely to find it at a new moon like this in a location where you might be indulging one of your bad habits, since the rulers of your love sector are here in the sector of the sky that deals with self-sabotage. However, this does give you a chance to find someone that you can heal with, a healthy healing buddy. For those of you who are in an established bond, this is more likely to have you and your person exploring the deeper inner parts of yourself and recognizing what needs to change, in particular issues around self-sabotage have to shift in order for the connection to go any further. In both cases, Scorpio, the lights are on and Spirit is trying to guide you to higher love. The question is, are you ready to follow your own intuitive hunches and Spirit's lead? Okay. Sagittarius. Let us take a look at this new moon for you. Here we go. Sagittarius, this new moon takes place for you in a sector of the sky that has to do with your career. And now that Mercury retrograde is finally over, there is a refreshed vision that gives you a sense that some type of project or next step in your career can finally take off. You may also even have a sense with a loose square from Jupiter in your partnership sector that there are people or people who can help you with your career, opportunities in the world of collaboration that, while could be inconveniently timed, are definitely going to elevate you if you can work through the details, make a plan, commit, and follow through. There is a need for, at this time, to be very clear, Sagittarius, with yourself about what you can and cannot do, and communicate that with your partners. There's also a sense that some of these opportunities are not only a dream come true with a stack of energy preceding the solar eclipse in your house of wish fulfillment, but also only able to unfold through collaboration and networking. So lean in, Sagittarius, and trust you totally got this. Now, Sagittarius, If you need any support navigating this new moon, the full moon coming up, and the lunar eclipse at that point, or the solar eclipse after that, definitely book with me over at kmoonastro.com. Link is below this video. We can walk through the end of this year and what to expect and the changes that are coming. Where it comes to love, Sagittarius, this new moon sees the governor of your love sector finally going direct after its third of four retrogrades this year. With Mercury direct, so here's your love sector. Here is Mercury right there in the sector of your sky, having to do with second marriages, long distance travels. And in its last conversation with Jupiter, Chiron, and Uranus. Oh my goodness, you've probably received some insights about your belief systems that have held you back in love in the last 6 weeks. And while challenging to look at, they may have been the missing key for elevation in your love life, which is exciting. This opportunity was rare. I'm sure it was uncomfortable, but I promise you, Sagittarius, in the long run, you're going to look back on this time and know why you had to go through it and that it has been entirely worth it. For those of you looking for love, this new moon could see you finding it in learning environments, travel situations, or through faith-based organizations, with Mercury traveling through that sector of your chart, since Mercury is the governor of your love sector. And for the Sagittarians in a committed bond already, this new moon could see you doing one of those activities that I just mentioned. And that allows you to deepen your bond and understanding for one another. Either way, it looks like something eye-opening would have occurred for you in love in the last several weeks. It could be easy to miss it, but I promise you it is there, and it does hold the key to unlocking your dreams when it comes to love. So I want you to be sure to use it, Sagittarius. All right. Let's now go to Capricorn, Capricorn moon, Capricorn sun, and Capricorn rising at this new moon in Virgo. Capricorn, for you, this new moon takes place in the sector of the sky that deals with your belief systems, long distance travel, and faith. You may find that you have a new wind in your sails and a new set of never ever agains with Saturn opposite the new moon in your sector that deals with consciousness and communication. It does look like if you've been trying to get into school or dealing with travel or visa related matters, this is where you do get that breakthrough, but it comes with a few caveats or stipulations that may be inconvenient. Nevertheless, it looks like there is some level of forward movement now. And it seems to say, look, if you're willing to be creative about your solution, you can have what you want. Capricorn, this new moon is also pointing out that where there have been parts of your personality or behavior that have not served you when it comes to getting you where you want to go, especially in dealing with love. You do have a second chance available by dealing with that part of yourself in healthier ways. Therapy or group therapy is indicated as supportive, as well as some form of online therapy or even continuing education to get the information and support you need to get over the hurdle. Speaking of love, Capricorn, we're going to get to that in just a moment, but if you could use any insight and support to navigate into this next chapter of your life, definitely book with me over at kmoonastro. Link is below this video. Readings are available for the month of September, and I'd love to chat with you to get you into not only the best in love, but also the best in money and work. Now, where it comes to love, your love sector over here is governed by the sign of Cancer, your opposite sign. And everything that I just mentioned does seem to apply as well with the ruler of your love sector and the sector that deals with education, long distance travel, and faith. There may be a sense for you that you need more information to take your love life to the next level and outgrow some harmful patterns, Capricorn. And if that's the case, the information you need is at hand and it is available. It will be on you to take the initiative to put it into action. Further, the more you jump into it, there is an opportunity with Mercury now direct for this moon to be a second chance with you and someone you may have wanted things to work with in the past, or just to have your dream love scenario work out, Capricorn. I cannot overemphasize how critical it is to do the work to release whatever it is in your personality, in your identity that has undermined your capacity to have love land, especially if you know there's a pattern at work. Capricorn, the common denominator is you, and it is necessary at this time to turn the ship in the direction that will allow love to blossom. For Capricorns who are looking for love, this new moon really seems to open the door to second chances, in addition to the potential to find it in arenas of education, faith, and spiritual work or travel. For those of you in an established bond, this new moon sees you getting clear about your responsibility when it comes to taking your love story to the next level. I want to leave you with this encouragement, Capricorn. You really do got this. There's one sign I'm not worried about. It's you. Okay, let's have a look at Aquarius, at this new moon in Virgo. Aquarius, this new moon takes place in a sector of the sky that has to do with alchemy, transformation, and what we call other people's money. Now, this can include grants, loans, credit, taxes, investments, and inheritances. There is a chance with this new moon that you'll find that you're making some new agreements that pertain to one of these in your life, whether it's taking out a new loan, opening a new line of credit. The key here, since this new moon is in Virgo, is make sure you read the fine print. Make sure there is, because there is an opposition from Saturn in the sector that deals with your earned income and your confidence. There's a sense of being financially stretched at this time. So it will be critical to not financially bite off more than you can chew, especially if your investment or loan is tied to partnership. And it seems like there's a potential for that given a few of the other placements, mainly the governor of your partnership sign, Leo, being the sun here, right there with the new moon. Now, in the world of work, generally speaking, it does look like you are in the middle of what appears to be a career change that really only takes its full first breaths next year. For now, with this new moon, there seems to be a return to something that you previously did in the world of work, whether it's in a schedule, old position, old role, or old company. This is a stepping stone that's meant to bridge you to where you want to be in the next year, in particular financially. Know that it is temporary, Aquarius, through the November-December timeframe, and be sure to use it well. Aquarius, where it comes to love, this new moon looks like it has the potential for some physical intimacy, whether it's with someone new, for those of you looking, or for those of you in established bond, it does seem to take that physical intimacy life to the next level. Where the new moon sits is the sector that specifically deals with that physical connection. Okay, for those of you in established bond connection, you guys could take some new financial step together if this isn't showing up in the realm of deepened physical intimacy. And for both groups, you're in a very fertile time period with Jupiter in the house and dealing with children. So some of you may conceive at this time, others of you may give birth at this time. If you want kids, you know what to do. If you don't want kids, you know what to do. What's exciting is that this new moon is going to give you the opportunity to use this fertility and creative energy in the way that you want in love. So if you want to conjure, manifest, call in a new love through prayer or manifestation, that's absolutely possible. If you want to start a project with your partner, this is absolutely a great time for that, Aquarius. With Mercury now direct in your partnership sector, it does seem to make communication significantly easier. And in the last several weeks, while the governor of communication for all of us was retrograde in your love sector, it does look like it was an opportunity to see your own and others' needs and motivations with some clarity, as well as your own and others' woundedness. The information can serve you if you use it well as you move into the end of the year. And I'm sure you've got this, Aquarius. Okay, lastly, and not leastly, let's take a look at Pisces, this particular new moon. Pisces, I got to thank y'all for y'all's patience, especially if you're one of the live watchers. If you're sticking with me live and you heard something that resonated for your sign, this is your invitation to please hit that like button. Helps the content circulate. Let's take a look here at this new moon for you, Pisces. This is your love new moon for the year, a very exciting one because it's going to help you chart a new course in love, one that comes with some new personal boundaries, which you probably needed, Pisces, and one that comes with some revelation about what you need in love in order to make it work. There is an expansion on the home front for you as well, Pisces, when it comes to feeling like you might be ready to take the next step on the home front when it comes to love, or even feeling a bit double-minded or confused, or exploring your options when it comes to the home front and your love life. There is expansion, as I mentioned there, but there's also revelation that this new moon would have brought in about what needs to shift to put all of these pieces together. Okay. Pisces, when it comes to love, you may feel both good and frustrated at this new moon because of all of the opportunities, but none of the groundedness is fully here yet. There needs to be for you, this new moon is saying, hey, we need some clarity. We need a plan. We need a strategy. We need practical steps. And we need to do those things in the right order in order for love to come together and settle in your love life, your home life as well. This new moon is also revealing, Pisces, where you personally need greater grounding, greater alignment, and greater boundaries to make your love life work. For the Pisces in established bonds, this new moon will illuminate how you and your person can not only go deeper in emotional intimacy, as well as the blocks in yourself and in your person that need to get dealt with to get to that deeper emotional intimacy. But those same steps will also create deeper physical intimacy too, as we're seeing the lineup already come into place for that solar eclipse in the house of physical intimacy. Now, for Pisces looking for love, this new moon indicates that you may be able to find it while running your errands at the gym or moving through your daily routine in your neighborhood, especially now that Mercury is direct in the sector that deals with your day-to-day living. But overall, Pisces, this new moon opens the pathway to new opportunities to deepen love and find new love in practical ways. Use the insights and take advantage. Pisces, if you need any help with this, you can find me over at kmoonastro.com. Link is below this video. Love to take a look at the lunar eclipse in your sign that's kicking off a 2.5-year eclipse cycle, maybe closer to just 2 years. We end in 2027 with the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle that will impact you, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius heavily. You can book with me over there, and we can also talk about this new moon as well. Now, Pisces, let's talk about the other areas of your life. When it comes to everything else, this new moon does seem to facilitate some options for work advancement, specifically through collaboration. Okay. These do seem to be collaborations where They may have been imbalanced power dynamics in the past. We certainly see here for you, we see Jupiter. Okay, gosh, governor of your work sector there in Gemini at home, making aspects to this new moon in the sector dealing with partnership. Virgo specifically deals with that imbalance of power. Okay. Now, it could be as simple as, someone that you previously hired in service in your business is now going to be a partner to you, that kind of thing. It could also be a boss stepping into a partnership role or you stepping into a partnership role with a boss to work on a project. Nevertheless, as you work through the details of the collaboration and partnership, whether it's at a job or in your business, with the right details and decisions and discernment, it does seem that there is a lot of success for you, especially if this is some form of home based opportunity or something that involves family or real estate. What's exciting here is that all the way around Pisces, this new moon seems to be one of collaboration and growth through partnership in ways that allow you to walk in integrity. I know the steps may feel wobbly, uncertain, unclear, even, but keep at them anyway. They're new. And if you can trust your intuition, it does look like you will be blessed in both work and love with Terraclote in the sector that specifically deals with the intuitive mind and the psychic senses. Thank you all so much for watching, sharing, liking, and subscribing. It is my honor to do these lunar updates with you. And if you heard something that resonates and you want to go deeper, find me over at kmoonastro.com. It would be my pleasure to read for you. September calendar is open. Take great care and bye for now.